What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video on F125. Today we are doing another tutorial. We are gonna check how do you actually brake without ABS. So it's a tutorial how to brake without ABS, which is also interesting for people that don't use ABS in case you do not know how to trail brake properly, because the technique that we are going to talk about today is mostly trail braking. This is the key element to gain lap time and improve your braking. So let's head right onto the circuit. First of all, we're gonna check what happens if you just brake without ABS and you just hold the brakes like you would with ABS. Yes, you lock up. Surprise, surprise. Who would have thought that? Now let's have a look. How do you brake? Like maybe I will lock up. It's the first time that I drove this track on the game. Will I lock up into turn 1? 100 meter board? Nope. That was simply lovely. The key is called trail braking, or if you don't want to use specific terms, you need to decrease the brake pressure when the downforce decreases, because these cars have a lot of downforce, and usually because of that, the tires don't lock up. There's so much grip, they don't lock up. But once this grip fades from the downforce, the tires lose grip and you start actually locking up. We're talking about how to actually efficiently brake. So please pay attention again to my braking input. This time I won't trail brake. You see, I'm holding the brakes for too long, or it's actually I can't do this anymore. And we're just going straight. So if you lock up the tires, you're going straight, or the other option, if the brake balance is set up towards the, like this, you spin out because the rear is locking. So front locking means your front tires are locking up, and with that you're going straight, as the front tires are mostly for turning. If the rear tires lock up, they're mostly for stability and acceleration. If the rear locks and the front doesn't, the rear spins out to either side where it locks more. You don't want either of those. A little bit of rear locking can give you a bit of rotation into the corner, which also drivers use IRL. You want still stability under braking, so more front bias means more stability. More rear bias means more rotation, as you could see, because the rear is kicking out, but it gives you a bit more of an angle. But this here, obviously if you lock up, you're going straight. If you don't lock up, it gives you nice stability under braking if you have the right brake bias. So you have to adjust that depending on what you want from the car. If you need more rotation and you're locking the fronts quite a lot, then reduce it by 1%. If you feel like you're now starting to rear lock in some corners, you need to increase it again. But it can also be corner specific. So on some corners maybe you need this, and some corners maybe you need that. That depends on the track, also on the setup. If your setup is more aggressive on the wings, you might need more stability also from the brake bias under braking. If you run less brake pressure, you might be able to run away with rear setup brake bias. So yeah, it really depends on what you're doing with the brake bias. But you need to change it depending on what you want from the car. You know, you want more rotation? Let's try it. More rotation. There, for example, I tried to force locking it. In this corner, I think 50 would be fine. Let's try turn 1. Let's try a really hard braking zone where you really need to smash the power. And that's the thing. If you need to smash the brakes, sorry. If you need to smash the brakes, usually you need more stability. Yep. Impossible. That would not be the correct one. So it's difficult to find a balance, but always go by one step. Like, that's the good thing. If you have patience and you practice a lot, you can just use your setup. Try it again on time trial. Try it, try it, try it. That is already an easy takeaway. But let's talk about the most vital thing. That is braking technique. I'm a professional, so we're going into Microsoft Paint. So this is the braking pressure, and this is distance. Most of you are used to braking in a normal car. So you go very, very slow, build up, and then you hold it and go down. And this is really not efficient. Guys, this is not what you want to do. If you start braking at this point here, you want the brake trace to look like this right away. Like, smash the brake pedal like crazy. Put as much pressure in as possible. That does not apply for every braking zone, but we're just talking about a slow speed corner. Like, for example, Spa turn 1, Monza turn 1. Let's say this is peak braking, right? At the peak braking point for brake pressure for each specific corner type with your steering angle and setup, you want to hit that basically without any wasted time and energy. Some of you hold it here, which you sometimes need to. For example, turn 1, I'm holding it for a little bit, but then you let it drop. Or you hold it too long and it suddenly locks up and you're like, oh no, why? You don't want to just let the brake drop. Not gonna drop it like this. Depends on the corner type, but you really want to, and that's trail braking. Once the speed decreases and the grip decreases, you want to make sure you're slowly releasing it. Maybe you hold it at the end a little bit to still keep on some braking, and then you drop it. And at this point, again, smooth transition, you accelerate. This is how you want it to look like. It will not always be this smooth, but this is kind of how you have to think about it. And don't be too fussed about it looking perfect in terms of shape. I sometimes do, and it's a mistake. You're wasting a lot of lap time there. It can't be like full drop. You need to trail brake, depending on the grip available. If you are a pro racing driver and you don't know how to trail brake properly, this is where you're losing time. And that's probably also where Max Verstappen is so good, because he can control the car like nobody else. And you need to create a feel for that. There's no shortcut. Developing a feel for the trailing period. And that's the hard thing. You will be frustrated in this part. And when you drop it, it's easy. But we want to improve our lap times, and hopefully some of you want to learn with driving without ABS. You don't have to, but if you want to, you need to master this stage here. Most of your braking should be with the car pointing straight, your steering wheel pointing straight. When you ease off, you start turning. It's again what I also described during traction control video. At the apex, I'm at the maximum rotation point. If that's this or whatever, maximum rotation point, I hold it, and then we are going into the traction control video, where you start accelerating again. With these two videos, you manage the perfect way of braking and accelerating, and also in some degree turning. We can also make a video on efficient turning. If you are not sure, Marcel, why should I turn off the assists? Please go and watch my assist versus no assist video, and then you will probably decide for yourself. I don't have to tell you. Pay attention now. I will drive another lap. Now we are starting the hot lap. I will try to improve. Hopefully I'm not gonna do a bad lap. Still don't know the track properly, but I mean, I know it, but you know what I mean. Now, focus on my braking input, the red bar. Holding, trailing. And you can sometimes still hear me lock the tires a little bit. But like I said, also in the traction control video, you sometimes get to the point where you're either wheel spinning, or for example, in the braking, locking a little bit, which is not what you want, but you want to get close to it, so it's like very hard to fully avoid. Oh dear. Yeah, this was a terrible line. But with this technique, with trail braking, you can, first of all, and also without ABS, because ABS is holding you back, you can brake way later than with ABS and without trail braking. And with that, you're just gonna have more fun. You're gonna be a later braker. Whoa! Okay. We might do another lap just to see what we can do there. And I'm also gonna put it to 53 brake price now, which is gonna be way more aggressive. But you need to practice exactly what I showed you. It will take time. A little bit of rear locking here, but a little bit of locking. Trust me, you will get away with it, especially in qualifying. Don't think too much about it. Actually gonna put the brake bias to like 55 or 54. I think I like a bit more front braking. Just for stability. You can definitely cut the inside curve there. Monza still feels quite RNG, but we're gonna stay away from it. Oh, that was slow. You can definitely do low 18s or high 17s around Monza on this game. How fast this feels. Yeah, for sure. And we're nearly in the 18s already. Yeah, but guys, do me a favor. It's not that difficult. I always say racing. Oh no. Oh dear. Racing is not that difficult. It just takes time and patience. That's it. If you want to make up time, you need to spend time suffering. It will not be easy. It will be painful. It will be frustrating. Everyone can learn it. It's nothing outrageous. Becoming good at it, that's the part that hurts a little bit. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're having a great day. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button and let me know what else you need to learn. I will see you in the next one. You're Marcel. Have a lovely day. Peace.